The media, from movies to music, from television to social media, shapes the way we see the world and the way the world sees us. But when it comes to women, what kind of image is the media really creating? This is Gender Perspectives, where we explore the issues, the stories and experiences that define gender in our society. I am Uchenna Chimdi Oluoha, and today we take a closer look at the image of women in the media, how far we've come and what still needs to change and why representation matters. But let's go on a break. Stay tuned. To understand the image of women in the media today, it helps us to look at how this portrayal has evolved over time. Historically, women were often limited to stereotypical roles both in Nigeria and across the globe. But times are changing. Today, Nigerian women are taking center stage, not just as characters on screen, but as creators, directors, musicians, journalists, and influencers shaping their own stories. Now, in the next segment, we take an in-depth look at the image of women in the media, exploring both the progress that has been made and the challenges that remain. Here is the background report.
The media plays an undeniable role in shaping how societies think, speak, and behave. It reflects collective values, influences attitudes, and sets the tone for cultural development. Among its most powerful influences is its portrayal of women, their roles, capabilities, and place in society. The image of women in the media determines not only how the public perceives women but also how women see themselves and what they believe they can become. Across movies, music, advertising, journalism, comedy, and social media, women's representation remains a subject of deep concern, debate, and transformation. In both global and Nigerian contexts, media portrayals of women have often been a mirror of societal gender norms, at times reinforcing them, and at other times challenging them. The journey from invisibility and objectification to empowerment and self-definition has been long and complex. While there have been remarkable improvements in recent decades, women in the media are still often caught between progress and prejudice. Historically, women's presence in the media was marginal and controlled by patriarchal structures. In the early days of film, literature, and advertising, women were largely portrayed as domestic caretakers, romantic interests, or symbols of beauty. Hollywood and global advertising campaigns of the 20th century created and commercialized the image of the perfect woman, beautiful, obedient, emotional, and dependent. In Nigeria, early media reflected similar patterns. During the 1970s and 1980s, radio dramas and television series featured women primarily in nurturing or subservient roles. Nollywood's emergence in the 1990s expanded storytelling but often recycled patriarchal narratives, women as wicked stepmothers, desperate wives, mistresses, or victims of circumstance. These portrayals, though reflective of social realities at the time, limited the scope of what women could represent on screen. As media evolved and feminist consciousness grew, Nigerian women began asserting themselves as creators rather than merely subjects of stories. The past 2 decades have witnessed a notable transformation in women's visibility and voice across different media sectors. Nollywood, Africa's largest film industry, has become a space where women are increasingly redefining themselves. Female filmmakers have introduced strong, independent, and multifaceted female characters. Through these stories, women are no longer confined to the background, they are leaders, thinkers, and changemakers who challenge cultural expectations. The Nigerian music industry has also witnessed a revolution in female representation. Artists embody a new generation of confident, outspoken, and talented women. Their lyrics often celebrate independence, self-love, and empowerment. Women in music now represent power, creativity, and self-expression, though they still face challenges in an industry historically controlled by men. The face of Nigerian journalism has changed significantly. Prominent women have become respected voices in news, analysis, and entertainment. They challenge stereotypes by showing women as intellectuals and thought leaders in spaces once dominated by men. Moreover, female journalists and talk show hosts use their platforms to advocate for gender equality, civic responsibility, and social justice, reshaping public discourse. Social media has democratized storytelling. Nigerian women now use digital platforms to own their narratives, promote businesses, and engage in activism. Influencers and the members of the Feminist Coalition use their platforms to discuss self-development, politics, mental health, and gender justice. Online campaigns have given Nigerian women a voice in national and global conversations, proving that digital media can be a powerful tool for social transformation. Despite these advances, women in the media continue to be portrayed in ways that reinforce harmful stereotypes. Many Nigerian films and television shows still depict women as emotional, jealous, or dependent on men for validation. Female ambition is sometimes framed as arrogance or moral compromise, while success is often linked to relationships or beauty. Such portrayals limit the diversity of women's experiences and normalize gender inequality. Across music videos, comedy skits, and advertising, women's bodies are often commodified to attract attention. Female artists are expected to appear glamorous or revealing to be marketable, while male artists are rarely held to the same standard. This double standard reinforces the idea that a woman's primary value lies in her appearance. Media-driven ideals of light skin, slim bodies, and expensive fashion have created a culture of comparison and self-doubt among young Nigerian women. The rise of cosmetic bleaching, digital filters, and slay queen culture on social media reflects a deep internalization of these standards. While more women are appearing on screen, men still dominate positions of creative control, directors, cinematographers, producers, and editors. As a result, stories about women are often told from a male perspective, perpetuating the male gaze. Behind the glamour, many women in the Nigerian media industry face sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and unequal pay. These systemic barriers discourage many from advancing or staying in the field. The way women are portrayed in the media has far-reaching implications. Media content shapes social attitudes toward gender roles, marriage, leadership, and sexuality. When women are depicted as submissive or dependent, it normalizes inequality. Conversely, when women are shown as capable leaders or innovators, it promotes respect and equality. Conversely, when women are shown as capable leaders or innovators, it promotes respect and equality. The media directly influences how women and girls perceive themselves. Positive representation can inspire confidence and ambition, while objectifying or limiting portrayals can harm self-esteem and hinder aspirations. Representation matters because visibility translates into possibility. If she can see it, she can be it. Empowered women in media help drive broader social progress. Representation that reflects diversity and competence encourages women's participation in politics, business, and education, sectors essential to national development. To improve the image of women in the media, several strategic actions are necessary. More women should occupy leadership roles in media organizations, film production, and advertising agencies. Writers and directors must move beyond stereotypes and portray women as complex, capable individuals. Audiences should be educated to recognize and challenge harmful portrayals. Government agencies like NBC should enforce ethical standards against sexist or degrading content, provide mentorship, legal protection, and equal opportunities for women in media industries, and highlight and reward women who use media to drive social change and empowerment. The image of women in the media is not merely a reflection of entertainment trends, it is a powerful social indicator of how a society values its women. In Nigeria, the journey toward fair and empowering representation has been long and uneven. There is visible progress. Women are more visible, vocal, and creative than ever before. Yet, persistent stereotypes, objectification, and inequality continue to distort their image. True progress will come when women are not portrayed as accessories to men's stories but as authors of their own. A responsible media must show women not just as mothers, wives, or beauties but as thinkers, leaders, inventors, and citizens, diverse in background and equal in worth. Ultimately, The transformation of women's image in the media is part of a larger struggle for equality and justice. When the media chooses to represent women truthfully and respectfully, it does more than entertain, it educates, inspires, and empowers a generation. In redefining how women are seen, the media can help redefine what society believes they can be.
To help us unpack these issues further, we have a special guest with us today, someone who understands the portrayal of women in the media, particularly in Nigeria. Joining us is Ndidi Duru. She is the founder, Talk to Solve awareness group that deals on family-related issues, youth-related issues, and also media representation. You're very much welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
How would you describe the current representation of women in media, generally and also in Nigeria?
I would say it is evolving. It has come a long way. It was not always, it's not perfect, okay, but at some point it was that bad. And it depends on the angle we want to look at it from. If we want to look at entertainment, if we want to look at media, if we want to look at everything surrounding the whether print, radio, TV, and all that. Here's what I have to say. The society we live in is also evolving. So a lot of things I'm going to be talking about, you have to give us grace. You have to understand where we're coming from. The patriarchal society we live in is such a strong one, such that for women's voices to be heard, we had fought, and we are still fighting. So in the media, it's not different. It's just the same thing as what we have in the society, where women are subservient, women are objectified, where women are, so it's like that. Okay, when you have women in the media space, let's even look at entertainment. The average music video you see, the advert you see, everything about entertainment, really. When a woman is portrayed, the woman is seen as subservient to the man. She's a homemaker. You know those stereotypes, the dependent, the victim of violence, women and children. Nobody even sees us for who we are. In storytelling, the same thing. We haven't started taking charge. But like I said, it's evolving, because these days I see our storytelling. Women are now telling their stories. Women are now celebrating their feats, whether in the banking sector or otherwise. And this is because of the media. Remember, I said it is evolving, but largely we still have a long way to go.
Right, so let's take it one by one, because you mentioned that, it depends on the angle that we're looking at it. So let's start from our movies.
Yes.
Nollywood.
Yes.
Looking at how, women have been portrayed over the years. I mean, since, we started off as an industry in Nigeria. How would you, assess women's representation so far up till now?
Okay, so initially, I would say that we are telling the story accurately. Okay, if you saw the movie Things Fall Apart, it was a reflection of our culture. Okay, but over time, I think in a bid to sell, that we are doing too much. It was exaggerated. You're showing us a movie and you're generalizing stereotypical narrative. Every woman is a homemaker. No, that's not true. They are big business women. They are women in high decision making bodies, and there are women who are academic giants. No, you don't see those people. You want to show us women who celebrate their body parts. Objectification. Every time you want to show us we are to impress the men. It's so bad that sometimes every woman is expected to be seen in a particular way. There's a time the trend was, oh, you had to be skinny, tiny waist, big waist, that kind of thing. No, we don't all have to look alike. There are short men and they are cool. There are fat men and they are cool. There are muscular men and they are cool. Why do you have to get to women and all of us have to look alike? And again, I don't just blame the society. I also blame the women, because you have a right to, which is already happening. You have a right to say, no, you don't see me in that regard. No, I don't have to look like this person. Do you remember that at a time everybody was looking like Kim Kardashian?
Of course.
Everybody at a time. And then I still remember that when I was younger, it was Abani Darigo. I don't know if you know. Oh, if you're slim, oh, you're hot already. So it just keeps changing, and it's not the same for men. Sometimes a woman is not even appreciated for her competence. Sometimes you're seeing someone, oh, you're seeing Natasha, but oh, she is so beautiful. Hey, Nekene skin color. Excuse me, this woman has a voice. She's changing the system. She just doesn't want to keep quiet like every other person. I may not agree with her, and I may also agree with her, but see her for who she is. I'm not, oh, she's so fair, she's so, I see fine girl, they do rubbish, you know, that kind of thing. So that's the kind of things we see in the media. And you ask the question, what does the media is not helping the women folk. Have you seen that in most movies, they make the women so helpless and dependent? Every story has to be, oh, she's being exploited, and then they are playing the ooh.
You're getting the soundtrack, you know?
Yeah, they are dealing with a widow. Excuse me, they are widows you don't mess with because of who they are, the name they've made for themselves. So it's not as bad as the media. Sometimes the media gives a wrong impression of women. In fact, most of the biases we have, I think they augment this bias, they exaggerate this bias by the things you show in your media. Okay? And then what about, did you ask me about music?
I'm coming to that. Before we talk about music, I want to ask, you made mention of, you know, the movies about the widow being maltreated and all that. But would you also say that what they are showing is also a portrayal of what is actually happening, you know, in like
my problem is that it is exaggerated. Some of those things should not even be brought up anymore. I see a lot of movies, oh, my prince, my queen, you cannot go to the farm today. If you go to, what are you talking about? Do you realize that in some villages it is no longer a village, it is now a town? If you want to make movies, why don't you make movies of today's women being providers? Because that is what it is. Go outside. In fact, the other time I was talking with a friend, and the friend, a man, he said, have you noticed that every loitering in streets, it's usually men, young boys that you see? That the girls you see, they're either doing POS, selling recharge cards, frying akara, doing hair salon or something. But that the guys will just be hanging out, they stroll from beginning of the street to the end. Do you understand? So they have not started seeing women as providers. They've not started seeing women as the real hustlers. This narrative has changed. If you look at most families today, the breadwinners are beginning to be women. I'm telling you. When you see movies, and Maya, are you going out? You did not give us money. No, it's not fair. No, it's not fair. God is watching. No, it's not true. And I'm not saying there are not people like that, but you need to portray the society for what it is right now. Women are wiser.
Right. So now let's look at music, just like you wanted to talk. How would you say that women are being portrayed in our music videos and just in the music scene generally?
So the music videos now are so annoying. Like, it's so annoying. You want to sing a song, I don't know if I'm permitted to mention it on TV. You know, you're singing about a woman's derriere, her boobs, and it's crazy. You're telling us that, without money, a woman cannot fall in love with you and all that. And the truth about it is that most people who do this are the real people who influence the society. So a girl watching it is like, oh, okay, so this is how I should look. I should actually look, like they say, sexy. And the definition of sexy is looking nude. Okay? Oh, I don't really need to be that intelligent. I mean, when you go to your social media platform, and you see the people we celebrate, you will cry for Africa. So in the music industry, it's like that. The guy is well dressed, he has shirts, he has good haircut, he's looking good, and the girl is almost nude. The guy is showing his dance steps, showing his skills, his voice. The lady is shaking her behind, shaking her boobs, you know, and presenting herself as an object of pleasure to the guy. I don't think that is how it should be. These things are effects of globalization. I mean, they tell you that without sexualizing women, your videos will not sell. Says who? Says who? We have stopped celebrating real talent for laziness, because the easiest thing to do is to sing rubbish and bring a naked woman and you're making it. But the real talent is sitting down to think of a song that would, you know, connect with people's emotions, whether it's romance, whether it's love, whether it's politics, whatever it is. So in the music industry, it's really embarrassing. In fact, it's so bad that for the average rap artist right now, look at the rap artists we know. I'm not even going to Nigeria, whether you call it American rap, Cardi B, what's the other one's name again? Something Red.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
Yeah.
You have to be street, you have to be crazy, you have to be irresponsible. And it doesn't have to be like that. And those are the people that music producers project. Those are the people. I'm telling you, someone like you, if you come out now, I'm a rap artist, and they will look at you like, okay, girl, you're too cool to be a rap artist.
Yeah.
I like you to be ras, like tear them clothes a little bit, tattoo your body, go nude, and you might have to go under the knife, enlarge your hips, your boobs, and your skin color, too black for the TV. You understand? And at the end of the day, every other child that wants to rap tomorrow looks at herself and, okay, I have to go get some enhancement. And that's not true. And then you look at our music today, that it has started reflecting in our quality of music. You can't sing today without looking crazy. So it's that bad. And then what kind of songs do we churn out?
Because I was about to ask you as well, you know, the songs.
The lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics.
You hear it. You know, it's so bad that you can't even play it in front of your parents, assuming you still have responsible parents. Because I tell you, the quality of parents we have today, may the Lord have mercy on us. Assuming you still have parents, you can't listen to them. If you have children, there are songs they want to play. It's even so bad that the songs radio stations play, sometimes I reduce it. I want to no, because I'm with my child. And can you even, like, it's so bad right now. Who would you say, oh, I can play his song, it's a family song, my children are safe? The first one could be nice. What about the second one?
So would you say that the quality of our music and the way, you know, women are represented have deteriorated over the years compared to the music we used to listen to back then? And
of course.
That were, you know.
Of course. I mean, look at the Onyeka Owenis. Look at, what's her name again? Oh my God, I'm trying to remember her name. I will still remember. All those ones represented us very well. Okay, I'm not against looking attractive. Okay, but you can still look decent while looking attractive. Okay, there's a time, what's her name? Sade was the trend in the 80s or all that. She was very attractive, and she is still attractive. She didn't need to go nude. I'm sure if Sade was to perform today, she has to go nude. I'm sure. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that the value is dropping by the day. It's dropping. I do know that somehow some group of people have started creating awareness on that, you know, that a woman can be in a music video, I beg your pardon, without actually looking crazy. The lyrics does not have to demean women, portray us as money lovers, portray us as sex objects, portray us as people without, you know, quality, character, and all that, you know. So I think there is a drop. It gets worse all the time. In fact, it's so bad that I think from last 2 years, they started promoting women on the pole. They start making it look like it's a normal thing. When they climb the pole, they spread their legs, they turn it up. For God's sake, what is this?
That leads me to ask about social media generally and the kind of content, because now, apart from music videos, movies, traditional media, we have skit makers,
Yes.
people that do comedy of all forms,
Yes.
and just different kind of content on the internet. So how do you see them as well, and the role that they play in all of this?
So the proliferation of contents on internet is actually disturbing. In our society where a lot is not checked, and I'm being meticulous with this because I don't want the politicians to think that I support them in stifling expression and content. No, but I think our contents should be checked for our children's sake, for young people's sake. I mean, I've seen influencers say stuff like sex sells, therefore allow us to objectify women. I've seen a content creator say that women are what? How did she even put it? That they are a piece of artwork, and that they are made for pleasure of men. These are stars. These are influencers. They have followers. 400,000, 1 million, and all that. Guess what? A significant number of those people believe you hook, line, and sinker. Do you know the danger of that? Imagine a girl who is fresh out of school and you're telling her that she's a sex object, that everything she has to do has to be for the pleasure of men. What have you told that child? You know what you've told the child is, excuse me, I need you to lose your identity and pick up that which the society has forced on you. This could just be a child who does not even do that kind of thing, has an idea and a mind of her own. And then you're telling her this kind of thing at that stage. So the social media is not helping at all. It's not helping. If you go to social media, you see the way they bully people with good ideas. If you think I'm joking, say something reasonable, they will come for you. They will come for you. They want to give you ideas. I mean, they manipulate everything, turn it upside down. And they have, for what people don't understand is that the people selling this idea, they have an agenda. It is sponsored. It is paid for. So for you who is going there, understand very well that most of these ideas are sponsored. It's important that somebody all of a sudden stops seeing herself as a girl. All this while, you were seeing yourself as a girl, and just because the trend, okay, and it's not even for the real reason, it's now trendy. Oh, I think I'm in a man's body, and oh, you open your mouth and say your own. Since when did you start knowing you were in a man's body? And you see them. I mean, the other time, one of them was saying, I'm doing my, what did she even say, divorce party. And she said it's going to happen by 6 and all that. And people were celebrating. I celebrate your bravery. Thank you for saving the... Listen, divorce is still bad. We do know that in rare cases, we encourage that. Okay? We encourage that if it becomes life terminating, or if it becomes whatever extreme. But remember, we still teach perseverance. We still teach tolerance. We still teach forgiveness. And they're telling you know that we are in generation no tolerance for rubbish. No, I beg your pardon. How would you relate with people and not be tolerant? Do you want to keep burning bridges? So social media has not really helped us. It has also confused a lot of people because you don't even know who you are again. You want to be liked. Everything you're posting, you're not posting it because it is your conviction. You're not posting it because this is your idea. This is what you are posting, because you want likes. And by likes, to some people it is money. To some people it is visibility. Nobody wants to be original anymore. Everybody wants to join the bandwagon. And you know the annoying thing? Most people who project this on social media, meet them outside. They are not who they tell you they are. So for instance, they come to social media, what are you saying? If we have to sleep with a man to make money, let us sleep with the man. It is our body, it's our right. If you meet that person outside, I tell you, you will be surprised. The person is not even close to what she portrays. And then someone is watching. See, she said it. She said it. I will do it. It's my body, it's my right. My body, my right. Don't tell me anything. I saw so person on social media and she said it. Look at how successful she is. She has built this one. He has built the other one. You don't even know what is happening behind the scene. Who told you that all that money is coming from social media? Some of these people are used for what do you call it? Money laundering. Some of them do dirty deals, and some have good businesses, by the way. So sometimes social media can be misleading. Yes, it builds community. Yes, it's also educating. I know that in social media, it has also helped to give women a voice. I do know that some of the women that are being abused in their different marriages, that probably the world wouldn't have heard about it, now we hear about it. I'm sure you've heard about the latest, a big politician who is married to a certain girl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now people are speaking up for her. So social media is not that bad. But I tell you, on a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, we have to do something. 7, like it needs to be worked on.
So high.
Yeah, it's so high.
What about comedy and reality TV show in Nigeria?
It's not so different, because even in the comedy, whenever you hear that's about men, it's always hard workers. Okay? They tell you that men have seen something. Women don't finish men, you know? They want to crack a joke about a woman. It's always, you have finished a man's money. It's never really for who we are. I think it's just a few of them that give us credit. Maybe, okay, Bakassi, and I'm not marketing you if you're watching me. Okay? So those are the few of them that give credit. But most times what makes people laugh, apart from the real talent in comedy industry, most of them sexualize their jokes. When you want to talk about a woman, as I enter, come see Bakassi, and then everybody will start laughing. I'm like, excuse me, there are many things to joke about. You can joke about your conversation, everyday conversation in the office, everyday conversation in the there are many things to talk about. Yeah, so in comedy, and even the representation of women in comedy, how many are they? Who gives them that opportunity? You know, I'm also an event compare, and I want to share my experience. So, you know, as an event compare, you're always looking for opportunities. And I told my friend, I don't know why my business is so slow. I need to hit it big. She said, you need to keep reaching out to people that matter. You need to reach out to MCs that have been in the business and all that. And she said, I'm going to link you up with one guy. The guy is so good. He gets most of the government jobs and big businesses and all that. Okay. So she took me to the guy. And when I met him, we exchanged greetings, asked me about myself and all that. And I said, please, I'd like to for you to give me connections so I can get jobs and all that. And he said, oh, okay. I think you speak well. I think you're good looking as well. Are you married? I said, yes. He said, I don't like to work with married women. I said, why? I said, because I have my plans.
Wow.
Yeah. I said, do you realize you are saying this to me? He said, oh, I'm sorry, but that's the fact. I said, I would pardon you for your honesty. I would pardon you. By our next meeting, we will discuss about this further. You know why I stopped there? Because I would want to meet him again. It was in an event that so when I got home, I thought about this. And I said, this is the fate of so many women. I recall I walked with a guy. And when I was introduced to the guy, he said, am I going to be doing this MC with a woman? And the owner of the event said yes. Ah, okay. You look too English, oh. That wasn't what he meant. It was a way of telling me, really? We still have men like that.
And do you think that translates to other forms of media, like women's representation, both in movie scenes, like behind the scenes?
Oh, I just talked about it.
Music as well.
I just talked about it. Women representation thins out the higher we go. It thins out. At the lowest level, oh, women are there. At the decision making level, how many are we? Even in media representation, do you know that it is very comfortable for your producer to give you family related things to talk about? You know what, Chichi, you're going to handle everything about family and culture. Yeah, I think you do well. You're a woman. Obina, you will handle politics. It is a more technical thing. You will handle politics. Charles, you will handle economy. That's where the real discussion is. Are you seeing what is happening there? You check for yourself. How many female media analysts do we have in political analysis? What's her name? Is it Kadaria? What's the other one's name? I mean, I used to have all their names. I don't know what's wrong with me now. They are not more than 6. There's one with channels, and I hope I'm not marketing all these people. You know, there are just a few of them. I can tell you that if you decide to do that now, I don't know who your producer is. Your producer could say, yeah, it's a good idea, but stay with family. You just stay with family. And let's even look at the selection methods. The uglier you are, in quotes, the less attractive you are, the unlikely you are to appear on the TV. When you're about to be, I mean, nobody looks at, most times they hardly look at competence. The first thing, because it's a stereotype. For a woman to appear on TV, she has to be looking attractive. Probably slim, tall. Did you not notice that all of a sudden we start having lots of models, former models, on the media space? Some of them good, I won't lie. Some of them know their onions. But I tell you that majority of them are brought to hold, you know, attention of viewers. Not because they have a lot to contribute. I don't know how to break this so that you understand. I wish I could give instances and not shake the table. Look at our TV stations. I know what I'm saying.
Please don't shake the table.
Yeah, look at our TV stations. You are picking a man. You don't care if he's handsome, if he's a former model. You don't care. You are picking a man on expertise, on competence. He sits down. He's analyzing football. He could be the ugliest man in the block. Nobody gives a damn. But if I have to do it as a woman, oh, I have to look beautiful. Look at you. Slim, tall, dark, and all that. Imagine if you were short with them scattered teeth and all that and brilliant. Nobody will give you this table. Because for women, the yardstick is different. Let's also look at the executive positions. Because you see, if there were many women in executive positions, we would take decisions that will favor us. I told you the higher you go, the slimmer it is for women. Oh, you know, she may not be able to come out in the night. If she's posted to Abuja, can she go? I don't think so. And they're not lying. You know, when a man saw me in one of the works I went to do, he said he and I were having a meaningful engagement until I said I'm going to be the MC of the occasion. He said, okay, an evening occasion. I said, yes, an evening occasion. And you're married? Of course I am married. And he let you? Hello? Of course he let me. Why would he let a woman do this job?
Is that what he said?
Oh yeah. Do you not know that other men will see you? I said, sir, I am here with you and I am seeing you. So you're in trouble. You shouldn't be here. Because when you come here, I'm also seeing you. He said, no, I am a man. I said, what's the difference? You can't fall to temptation. And he was quiet. So you see, we have started limiting ourselves. We limit women a lot. I don't know how you grew up. When I was growing up, the scold for me was different from my brother. I'm washing the plate falls down and break. Can I speak Igbo?
Of course.
Everything about my life was preparing me for marriage. And then my brother breaks it. Now you have to be meticulous. Be guided. Are you seeing the different? Yeah. So from childhood, you have started telling the girl that all you are going into, everything about you is marriage. Are you not surprised that at 26, 25, if you're not married, you feel like you have failed in life? As if you have control over marriage.
But now, apart from these negative aspects,
yes,
would you say that there is anything positive?
That a lot.
So let's highlight that as well.
A lot. So right now, like I said, it is evolving. These days, I see a lot of women doing analysis, sports analysis. I watch DSTV. I'm seeing women. I'm like, wow, that's good. Okay? I'm seeing a lot of movies celebrating our women. I saw a movie on Queen Amina of Zaria. I said, that's it. That's what you should talk about. And I'm looking forward to one day when there will be movies about people like Akunyili. I heard there's a movie about this COVID woman. What's her name again? The one that sacrificed herself. Yeah. You know, those are the things we want to hear about. A lot is actually changing. Because of social media, we now have a voice. I can say justice for Ochanya. I couldn't do it before without social media. Now we have a lot of female critics, emboldened. I see a lot of them on social media. They challenge government, shake government. You lock them up today, they come out tomorrow and they are speaking up. That is a voice. So the media has also been helpful to women. In fact, the media has started changing narratives because they are involved. They are the storytellers. They are the ones that navigate how these stories go. There's no day I see some TV channels, I don't know if I call them now, marketing them, and I look at them, I'm like, thank you. You're representing women very well. I mean, they look so attractive, but at the same time, they are discussing real matters. Real matters. And I see some in the music industry, they are not necessarily going nude. And they churn out good music. I know that these days women are not afraid to be what they want to be. I've seen women drivers, women mechanics, you know, pushing, going beyond borders. I've seen women cover war fronts. I see that on CNN. So yes, a lot is changing. I see women going into STEM. A lot of advocacy is championed by women. I see women challenge the church. And it's not like we want to be challenging the church, but I know what I'm saying, you know? So I can't say it's all that bad. Women representation in media is beginning to increase. In fact, these days, what I noticed is if you have a panel of analysts, you will notice that there's intentionality at putting 2 women, 2 men. Something like that. And it gives me great pleasure. It's a welcome development. But I know they need to do more. Whether in the political space, whether in the print media, we can have more female editor-in-chief. We can. It's possible. We can have more female storytellers. Let me stop here for now.
I mean, you're saying so much, and I'm just, so very much interested in everything you're saying because it hits where it's supposed to hit.
Yeah.
But what would you say that media creators generally can do to further improve women's representation in media, challenge these stereotypes, and just, promote like authentic portrayals of women across all forms of media, whether it's music, movies, TV, print, all forms of media generally? What can creators do?
Advocacy and awareness. That's what we're doing. Advocacy and awareness. We need to start criticizing what is wrong and clapping and applauding good things. Do you understand? We're doing it right now. What are we doing? We're telling the people that the way women are portrayed in the media, that we don't like it. You can do better. Celebrate us for who we are, our competence, our contributions, our value, you know, what we represent in the society. That's exactly what we're saying. In every space, be intentional about gender diversity. Don't make it male dominated. Be intentional about lifting women to the top, because it is when you lift us to the top that we will make decisions that will affect women. Let me explain what I mean. Imagine in the what's it called, the news media, where you scout for news, and this woman is supposed to be in Abuja, in Lagos, and all that. What can you do? You can create safe spaces for her. You can. Oh, okay, since you're going to be in Abuja and all that, what we're going to do is, for every place you go, there will be hotel arrangement. It doesn't have to be so expensive. You're being intentional. You can decide to make some jobs remote just to favor the woman, to accommodate her. You know that she just had a child, but we need her brilliance. We need her creativity. Don't use it as an excuse. Say, me, I said it. Once a woman becomes pregnant, she cannot do anything. She now has a child. She will. What if you make room for remote jobs? We have started doing that too. In fact, post-COVID taught us that we don't necessarily have to be in the office to deliver. You can deliver from anywhere. You see, when women are on top, they are going to press for things like this because you've been there. So, awareness and advocacy. That's number one. Number two, mentorship. Women can also support themselves. As a woman in the media industry, assuming TV, you can find someone who is older in the business, a more experienced person, a successful person. How did you break this? This glass selling. How did you break it? What did you do? And the person will tell you, okay, this is what I did. When you find a mentor, also find a sponsor. A sponsor is one who speaks for you, who creates ways for you. Oh, I did it. Let me link you to this person. We rise by holding each other, by lifting each other. Oh, now I've lifted you, lift other women. Now I've created inroad for you. Imagine if you were a movie producer, and you are intentional about women's representation and women image. I tell you, most of the movies you're going to churn out will be pro-women. That's because the resources is coming from you. The storytelling, you determine the quality of stories they tell. So these are areas we will have to start looking into. The other one is to develop leadership skills. A lot of women are still seeing themselves. Forget how the society sees us. How do we even see ourselves? Do you know that some women are afraid of the top? What is she going there to do? Ha! I don't understand this one. Oh, she's supposed to be a mother. If you don't go to that place, how are you going to take care of your children? Who told you there's nothing called work-life balance? So those are the things we have to develop leadership skills. Go for trainings. Acquire knowledge. Wherever you are, be intentional about initiatives that promote women representation.
Yeah.
Even where you are, in this local place now, your office, you can decide to be intentional about it. For everything we're going to do, we're going to have a woman. You go and research. The guy does not have two heads. You can do it. That's how to push people.
All right. I mean, there is a lot more to unpack in this conversation. Yeah. I wish we had a lot more time, but we'll have to end it here for now. Hopefully, I'd like you to come again another time for us to have a good conversation like this. But thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Yes, and Gender Perspectives will be back in a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now, while we've explored the history and the current realities of women in the media, there are still many myths and misconceptions that shape how society perceives women. Now, some of these beliefs are subtle, others are widely accepted, and they are crucial if we truly want to understand women's representation. So let's take a look at it. As we come to the end of today's discussion, one thing is clear. The image of women in the media is powerful. It shapes perceptions, influences opportunities, and reflects the progress and the gaps in our society. Now, while we've seen stories of women taking control of their narratives, we've also confirmed the stereotypes and the barriers that still exist. And changing the way women are portrayed is not just the responsibility of filmmakers, musicians, and journalists. It's a collective effort for all of us as consumers, as creators, and advocates. And we can help build a media landscape that truly reflects the diversity, strength, and talent of Nigerian women and women all over the world. Well, thank you for joining us on Gender Perspectives. I am Uchenna Chimdi Oluoha, and I'll see you next week.